Hey, what's going on, Gertie? Yeah, it's a something. All right, let's see here. All right, looks like he's still on the way, so we're gonna start going over lists here. We got Phoenix on KI, playing keeper, which is atypical to start with. Provinces are somewhat off as well. We got entrenched position over upholding authority. Elemental Fury is fine. People, I think, generally prefer Rally or Revels at this point, though. The conflict deck, if you're not familiar with Phil's Army, uh, then you will be soon. It's Lion Aggro, Legions of Ones, My Ancestor Strength, weird grouping of Walking the Way for charge, Spies at Courts. Looks like he is not playing the Fate card anymore. So, not the full meme. Only Cloud the Mind as attachments, no Fantanas. Gotta load up on all these niche tech events. And a large suite of conflict characters. Looks like he's going for the full meaning of the universe meme with both decks, 42-42. And the Dynasty deck is just as weird. A lot of random 1x's, I guess for Fushisho, and Defined with Walking the Way. Although none of these are particularly silver bullets, so I'm not sure why you would want them at 1x, especially when, you know, one of the best values you can get out of Fushisho is grab a unique and then flip that same unique the next turn to put another fate on it and keep it rolling. With 1x uniques, that's not going to happen. And here we have Dragon, also Keeper, playing, looks like, oh yeah, Crane Duel Dishonor. So we're seeing Before the Throne as the Air Province, lots of duels, playing Miyamoto Daisho and Aijitsu Master as a way to just bleed honor and spam duels. Only 2 Proving Grounds seems wrong. The deck this built around duels. You got Duels Training, Trip Game of Sedain, and then all of the native Dragon duels as well. So it's meme on meme. Dragon duels against Crane, Splash Lion, Charge Aggro. Game of Sedain. Full 3x. Looks like we're still waiting for Bill to get home from wherever he is. Yes, definitely be a fun one. Very interesting matchup, interesting decks. Okay, looks like he will be here momentarily. Awesome. So I'm going to spend a little more time on this Dragon list real quick. So we have Before the Throne, Upholding Authority, Resto, Pilgrimage, Revels. All that seems fine, although I'm not sure what particularly you gain from Keeper outside of a little bit of extra influence. I'd probably much rather have the Seeker Fate, especially when you're not even playing Keeper Initiates, and just drop this Revels for a Shameful Display, especially in an Honor Dishonor deck, right? That seems to be more valuable. You could easily just lose one of these Game of Sedains, or replace it with a Shameful Display, which has the same effect, honestly, but better, and you get Seeker Fate out of it. I got the full Defend Your Honors, 3 Nominal Wills as well. That's ambitious. No Bonsais, but we got the Policy Debates, the one of Balance, I guess, in there for Phoenix Tech. It's one way to deal with Tadaka. Play no events, and then play Karmic Balance anyways, so you can shuffle your events back in your deck and play your hand. 2 above questions. just a very expensive conflict deck here. 2 Way of the Dragons, 3 Miramoto Daishos, which are prohibitively expensive. Playing 2 Tamiyo's Favors to try to curb that cost a little bit. Just the 1 Daisho, 1 Fine Katana. It's like no Ornate Fans. Still not starting. 1 Hawk Tattoo. Just weird decks. 3 Swordsmith's fine, 3 Doomshin Genja, 3 Counselor. Okay. 3 Investigator fine, 3 Alchemist fine, 3 Tomi, of course good, Raitsugu, Mystic. 3 Initiate is weird as well. 3 Ikuni. Yeah. Both very interesting decks that could probably both benefit from a good bit of tuning, but hard to have it tuned to meme. And we're just waiting for Phil's army to show up, and we'll be good to go. Okay. So how's everyone doing tonight? You like Phoenix? I don't know how Phoenix... If this was Standard Dragon, I would like Standard Dragon a lot in this, because with no fires, Phoenix isn't really going to deal well with Dragon, but with Crane Splash Dragon, it's going to be weird. But regardless, I think Phoenix without 5 fires and Tadaka is just a very different deck than the Phoenix we generally fear. Yeah, playing Charge as a restricted card. Oh, come on, Grody. Everyone knows you bet on red. But if I had to guess how this is going to go, I'm going to guess Phoenix is going to draw the absolute Nutter Butters with all the best charges and favor into Kanjo. Just mad high roll. I think the dragon deck here is just a little too expensive to work properly. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. Let's go. I'm gonna get a quick drink while we wait for this to start. There we go. And one big thing that I didn't even think about is Phoenix being on charge and Dragon being on 3 times Defend Your Honor can be a big problem. Because you usually like to start the conflict with a small character, charge in your big character, but with Defend Your Honor in there, you can just shut that down. So it's really going to depend a lot on how these draws match up against each other to see who gets an advantage. I don't think this dragon deck starts bidding one until second turn at most, maybe third. You kind of need to grab your key cards and set up your dual character before you can drop the bids. Especially without a lot of ways to natively draw cards unless you flip your dojos. And he's only playing 2. Oh, let's full screen that. Alright. So we see Mulligan 3, Mulligan 1, Mulligan 3, and kept all conflict. First player is Phoenix. Gets Satoshi, Keeper, Student, and Bird. I don't think you could ask for a better flop. On the flip side, we see a very key card too, in Ro32. So both players kind of getting a start that they should be happy with. Oh, Mountaintop Sanctuary, missed those. That's a unique one as well. So he finds Storehouse, a couple small dorks, not what you want if you're going to charge Fushiho. You want to get more value out of Firebird. This favors an important card to get. Ooh, lets him land a Daisho. So out of Fate, but able to be pumped up pretty huge. He's what, a 5/4, and then with Stronghold becomes a 7/6. So he'll be able to knock Fate off things and land Defend Your Honors. Bids were 5 and 2. Both players fasting first conflict. And he'll pass the second as well, because he can just stand here for a favor. So you basically have to attack here as Dragon. And probably should go... Let's see, display is open. So he's going to go air. Makes sense. It's going political, so there's no charge, which kind of indicates to me that there may not be a Defend Your Honor. Hits KM though, so this can be flipped to military and then charged anyways, which he does. And because there's no participating character, there's no Defend Your Honor. Which is an interesting thing with that. Ooh, straight away dueling. He only has a 1 skill lead on that. So he burns a card to get 1 honor. So both of those cards were burned. Wow. Yeah, that's Daisho already. So definitely advantage Phoenix, taking favor, getting a keeper, getting keeper Fate, and spent charge in Bonsai, as opposed to spending Defend Your Honor, but won both duels with just 1 honor. Hand sizes are now similar. Small fate advantage for Phoenix and first player now. And a much wider board. Got some expensive characters here for Dragon. Would probably be best served just buying this Mystic. Or passing, which she does. So we use Satoshi, and of course find Kanjo. Oh no, found a storehouse and discarded Kanjo. Ooh, feels bad. That's why you discard face-up cards, so you know exactly what you're getting rid of, as opposed to face-down cards, which could be anything. Better to take a known loss than an unknown shot and screwing yourself out of Kanjo. So both players drop bids to 1. Honor total's close. Huge board for Phoenix, but a lot of it temporary. So Ratsugu's gonna have to do some work on defense this round, unless he gets conflict characters to attack with. Which, how many does he have? Just 2 Tattooed Wanderers for conflict characters in the whole deck, so not much in the way of that, especially with only 6 cards in hand. So favors used, and he gets a Finger of Jade. And is actually going to attack. Attacking Earth as well. Going against KM again. Okay. And Solemn Scholar becomes a 6/6 thanks to my Ancestor's Strength. And Ratsugu goes home. So an easy Earth Ring, and now with Scholar active, he's going to have a hard time attacking. He has the Finger of Jade, but that's usually not a good trade. Spending a Fate and a card just for a triggered ability off a character, 1 turn. And he switches it to Air Ring. So they get Keeper Fate again. Walking the way to find a library and putting it on probably a Nasty Province. And hitting Seeker of Knowledge. So this will likely... No, he's not attacking with it. Finds Before the Throne. So you likely want to let this one go. No sense defending it when you want this to break to begin with. It is the win condition of the deck. And yeah, he comes to that conclusion as well. So we'll let Before break. Leech to Honor. Still a long way away from getting that victory. Dishonoring Ratsugu seems somewhat irrelevant. He is going to attack again, so looks like he's planning on just burning this Finger for the Solemn Scholar. Looks like his plan is to go Water, Bao Yuona, and force him into a spot where he can't properly attack again for his military conflict. Especially once he's defending with Seeker here. Nah, he gets Clarity. So that can be nasty. Because the Seeker can attack military, get a My Ancestor Strength, be 6/6, and just break a second province. Game of Sedain, however, brings his Raitsugu back to neutral, dishonors the Seeker. He'll be able to duel, knock off a Fate, bleed an Honor thanks to the die show. Nope. Using the My Ancestor's Strength now here on defense. Okay. So now they're both tied at 6. Which still works out here for Dragon, since they'll get to bow the other character out of Fate, so no more conflict characters. Ooh, Way of the Dragon. So he'll knock both Fate off of the Seeker. Unless he wants to pay a lot of honor, which he can't. So now this game is looking a lot more interesting. The Indomitable Will seems a bit unnecessary. I guess you want to defend the Seeker, makes sense. Finds Restoration with 4 cards in hand, big brain. So Phoenix will be down to 5 honor here. And grabs a Duelist Training. So getting to bleed another honor there. But because of the interaction of Wave the Dragon and Duelist Training, Raitsugu actually gets to use Duelist Training twice because it gives the ability to the character, and Wave the Dragon lets the character use each ability that it has an additional time. So he gets to duel Sukune as well. And gets another Duelist Training. Interesting that Duelist Training allows you to duel a character that's already bowed. So just leeching honor here, thanks to the die show. Ah yes, because Raitsugu is standing. Technically, the board state can change if Raitsugu loses the duel and bows. So, yep, that makes sense. So Sukune triggers Earth Ring. He loses a Wave of the Dragon, which is probably the best card in his hand that he could stand to lose. Actually, it was his only card in his hand. Makes sense while he's played everything out. So Dragon's out of cards, but is very nearly reached the honor win condition. Phoenix is low on cards, but has a library, which is nice in bid 1 situations. Dragon will get to buy a board of Shugenja and Hitomi. So, Dragon now ahead on board, close to the dishonor win condition. Fate is close, with a pretty solid hand advantage for Phoenix. But that is about it. And a lot of the power moves that Phoenix has available to him are gone. 2 charges in the bin, Ningyo in the bin, My Ancestor's Strength removed from the game. And Phoenix is in this awkward position where they can't attack, because Raitsugu will defend and duel him 4 times, which will kill him. So he finds Elemental Fury, which it looks like is going to be displayed. Yep. Which which isn't great. You still lose the 1 for unopposed, so it's 2 fate and a card to gain 1 glory and 1 honor. But gets Keeper Initiate, which again doesn't do much when you have a ro32 like this on the board, because anything that gets into a conflict with him just gets ruined. So once again, Phoenix can't attack or they die, and now ro32 gets to kill whatever he wants for free because he can't defend. So this is where you go probably Earth Ring, get some cards back yourself, get rid of these cards Phoenix has, preferably crushing this library, but it looks like he's going to go for the Shrine instead. And the Shrine is on, what, Earth Ring? Yep, Earth Ring for the Scholar. You can use the Finger on this if he wants, but honestly, why bother? Save the Finger Jade for something that matters more. And another die show, this one on Hitomi. Woof. So this province gets smashed, he'll lose 1 honor for unopposed. And that hand disparity shrinks a bit. Well, nope, display of power again on the Earth Ring. Okay. Doesn't hurt much when Dragon has 0 cards in hand, so he's really only getting to draw the 1 card to replace the display. I feel like I'd rather have the 2 fate there. So this is the last turn this ro32's on board. If he had saved that display for an air ring attack here, I think he'd be better served. Just go into full survival mode for 1 more turn, get this ro32 off the board, and hope you find a way to deal with this Hitomi before it gets pantsed up too bad. Which, finding the Swordsmith is incoming. So, Bill keeps a reasonable hand size thanks to this library. Dragon will start catching up thanks to the Swordsmith. Finding a Hawk Tattoo. So, even if the ro32 attacks, between Hawk Tattoo and the favorable ground, he'll be able to move into whatever conflict he wants. So, again, Phoenix awkwardly just isn't allowed to attack or they die, and isn't allowed to defend a duelist with the die show or they likely die. Because Hawk Tattoo or favorable ground will just put ro32 into the conflict regardless. So he has to eat unopposed for each attack and cannot himself attack. And yes, that's both displays gone. Looks like he's going to hammer the Water Ring here. Not sure I like going Water. Water just gives a free honor to Suki. You bow a character that, again, can't attack or defend anyways. I would much rather go the Fire Ring, grab that Fate, dishonor something, or go Air Ring. I don't think Water really does anything here. So, yep, Phoenix doesn't defend, has to take it on the chin. Looks like he forgot to use Manicured Garden. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, looks like that's sorted out. Favorable ground to get the Doom Shigenja home. Seems unnecessary. Yep, honor loss for unopposed. That was the Suki. Decides to honor the scholar instead. Not that it makes too much of a difference. And again, can't attack because of Hawk Tattoo. And Dragon will get to smash any other province of their choice. And honestly, any ring here is a fine choice. Atsuko is not really going to be relevant. The numbers are too big here for Atsugu. If he chooses to defend, Hawk Tattoo in, box, and he'll just annihilate anything he's up against, even if he makes it a 6-6. Because he's right now, what, 3-2, 5-4, 6-5, and then with box, 8-7, which, yeah, more than enough. Yep, Air Ring should win the game, because he doesn't defend, he gets unopposed plus air loss, and if he defends, he gets Hawk Tattoo and duel to death. So, good point. So unless there's some way for him to prevent this Hawk Tattoo, which I don't think there is, Phoenix is going to die. Yep. Defending with Scholar is interesting, because there's a chance that he does Ro32 duel first, killing it, which will put him up to 3 honor. But honestly, he'll lose 2-1 because he has to bid 2. So, yeah, even that. I just don't think there's a way. Does the Dragon deck run Good Omen? Good Omen, Good Omen. It does not run Good Omen. Yep. He's breaking it down for him. So he's going to try to make this Scholar big enough to survive with Storm, Box Storm. But it doesn't matter if Hitomi loses her duel. He still bleeds in honor thanks to the die show. So that's the awkward spot. You can make your guy as big as you want. You can win every single duel. But you're still dead. So he can storm again, or play a card, but Ro32 comes in, duels, and he's dead. Shridemane dumps 3 cards in the bin. So yeah, the Dragon Dishonor combo deck, despite a big honor differential in the first turn where Dragon bid high and Phoenix bid low, was still able to put the combo together with Duelist Training, Wave the Dragon, and a dual character to just spam a million duels, bleed a bunch of honor, assisted with Before the Throne and unopposed conflicts, and just very, very quickly closes the game out through Dishonor. So, yeah, he's trying to find a way out of this, but I don't think there is one. So, yep. plays another storm, so Scholar's a big boy. Each storm is +4. Cloud the Mind, I don't believe takes away duelist training. And there it is. Oh, but he's able to discard cards to the duelist training duel. So yep, Cloud the Mind came through in the clutch, helped him survive the last turn. I'll have to discard another card now. Ooh, but he can do duelist training 4 times, twice for each one, because I believe each gives a separate instance of the ability. So the next duel, he'll be out of cards, and then the last duel he has to play with honor. So he really needed that Shrine Maiden to find just 1 extra card, and sadly it binned 3. So that was a really, really smart way to try to stay alive. But unfortunately, yep, the Maiden plan just didn't work out. So yeah, we discard Court Games and Initiate, Legion of One. And there it is, last duel, Dishonored. So the Dragon Duel is stronger than the Charge Bird. Alright, that was a very, very interesting game, very cool decks on both sides. And yeah, this Dishonor combo, when it gets rolling, is insane and can close the game out basically over 2 turns. Just bleeding tons of honor and forcing unopposed, and just shutting down attacks as well. Very well played by both, and be interested to see how well this Dragon deck does in the next round. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.